think it's time to reveal the project that I've been working on. I mean, if you're on the Facebook page or some of the Facebook groups that I'm in, I've been teasing some pictures here and there of a design that I've been working on. My goal was to take the Stray Lights bike, the one behind me there, and supersize it. I mean, that bike's great, looks awesome, but it's sketchy as hell trying to get over like 30, 35 miles an hour and keeping up with the faster group rides. So we're gonna take the Romeo build, we're gonna take off the old system that has served me well, and we're gonna put a set of 12s on there. Took me a while to figure it out. I finally landed on a set of 12s, and well, they're nothing special. They're these, and in every way, shape, or form, they suck. Mostly. It's a Goldwood 212 4 ohm. It's like 240 watts max, 120 watts RMS, 3.5 millimeters X max. You know, nothing. QTS is 1.2. It's ridiculously high. 1.5 inch voice coil. I mean, again, nothing special, but I got it for 40 bucks. I got two of them for 40 bucks. And they have some redeeming features. One, it's 5 pounds. So my speaker that I really like, and the ones that are currently in both builds, is these guys, the Dayton ND 140s. Really lightweight, 1 pound. You can beat the shit out of them. Pretty much, they're basically waterproof. But they're $35 a piece, and they're not super efficient. Whereas this guy at 35 hertz has a sensitivity rating of about 95 dB. At 45 hertz is probably where I'm going to be tuning everything to, is around 45 hertz. 98 dB sensitivity. And why that's important is I've limited myself to using this little guy, which is, well, not this one, but one like it. It's a tiny sign. The one that I'm going to be using is a tiny sign. It's a 2x100, 1x200 watts. And the only reason I'm staying with that size is because everything's going to be running off the main battery, and I still want to get somewhere around 40, 50 miles at full speed and like 60, 80 miles at cruising speed. So I need to still have the range. If I just threw on like a big ass amplifier, I just kill the battery, or I'd have to run around with like 2 or 3 batteries, and I don't want to be doing that. With that speaker, trying to figure out how to mount it on here gets kind of ridiculous, because I mean, like, there's no real good way to put it. And just playing around with like the math and stuff, trying to build it into the bike, like something like that, because I can get the 2 speakers firing into each other, and you get a little bit of a boost off of that, and shaping it by bouncing it and having the bike, the top of the box bounce the sound down, will give me some reinforcement off the ground. So I'm definitely going to be going in, but I want to make it so you don't know that there's 12s on there. So I'll show you what I started with. I started with this box just to see if I could make a box light enough that would still be able to support a 12-inch with the reinforcements and everything in the back. And I was working with that, but I don't like the fact that it's flat. You know, it just looks boring, and the ones that are on the Stray Lights bike, they're flat, and it's kind of like, what do you do with that? Like, because I want to add LEDs to it, just like the Stray Lights bike, and like try to put LEDs on this. These curves, man, these curves. Oh, and the other thing was, panels I wanted to use wouldn't fit in here, and I wanted to put recesses in here, so I had to make it a little bit bigger to get those panels, because I think they were 6 inches each. Maybe it was 8 inches. I think it was 8 inches each. Anyways, they wouldn't fit here. I needed to make it bigger. So that was the first one. This was the next one. So we got the cutouts for the panels. Decided to go with passive radiators. We're doing 6.5s. Kind of gave it some kind of funky shape. I don't know, I'm not really good with Blender or 3D, so I was just throwing it in there and trying to like transform, make it fit. If you notice, I also tightened it up, so there is a 12 in here, but it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like one would fit, and that's the plan. So when I flip it around, there's the 12. And the other part is this groove right here is gonna kind of like, because right now, this is airspace for the speakers that are in here. So I'm already used to having a storage box that's only that deep. So my plan is to build a similar box and have the 12 be cheated up in here. So it's actually up there, kind of like, it's gonna be like that instead of hanging way down here. So when you're looking at it, you won't be able to tell that there's a 12-inch in there. I've got some work done over the last couple weeks, and this has gone from a prototype to more than a prototype. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that off, we're gonna put the actual box on, and this is gonna be the first time that I've actually seen it. I've only taken 2 measurements of the bike. I bought a 3D scanner and I was like trying to scan the bike, and it was pissing me off, mostly because it was cold down here and my computer that has the graphics card and everything is upstairs, and I was trying to run on a laptop. It wasn't going as good as it should. So I said, fuck it. And all I did was measure the mount points for the box, and I just drew everything in my head. So I don't know how it's gonna fit. And I know the bolts are gonna fit, but I don't know how everything else is gonna fit, because this is the first time that it's going to even be close to the bike. I'm basically gonna take the 4 screws out and pop this one off and just hang it off on the side, and then I'm gonna throw the new one on. Oh, here goes nothing. Dude, the screw holes line. Ooh. Rears line up. But ooh, they line up too, so we're good there. Okay. Come on, baby. I didn't think this would go together this good. There's still problems, and you guys don't see them because you don't know where this is going, but as I'm screwing this in, my plan was to be able to switch these out. Like if I want to change the design, I was planning on maybe upgrading the bike and getting the bigger battery. They make a 60-volt version of this with an 80 amp hour battery. So I was thinking maybe switching this around, or maybe selling this bike and getting the bigger version. And then if I did that, I'd swap this out for bigger speakers because I can run a bigger amplifier. But I noticed after I made this, you know, this is one of those things between mechanics and engineers. When I'm designing it, I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I could recess the screws in there, they come right out. Except I'm putting an LED panel there. And as soon as I put the panel in there and I put the cover on it, I'm not gonna be able to get to the screw. Yeah, let's see how that looks. I don't have the brake light on there, but it's not too bad. Can't say I'm disappointed. It's not exactly what I was picturing in my head. This should have been up closer to there. Oh well, it's already done. The 6.5s are gonna go there. We got the LED panels on. So then up on the inside, we're gonna run the same 5 1/4s. Don't know where we're gonna cut those off. They're gonna be running on a separate channel. I'm gonna combine those with the front speakers. So I'll probably put a crossover on them and run the lows to upper mids on these, and then keep the bass just for the 12s. my little mini to-go storage. So it's going to be for air compressor, charger, patches, that kind of stuff. And this is going to be for like my gear, you know, water, food, whatever, extra clothes for when it's like cold out and shit. But if we go down here, that's a whole shit ton of wiring for the LEDs, but that's where your 12's going. But that's where it is. So it doesn't look bad. It's growing on me. When I first put it on, the first thing I was thinking, and I didn't say it in front of the camera, is I was like, oh fuck. It totally screwed up. I was planning on this being more in line with the axle and this whole thing being shifted like closer to here. Which probably wouldn't give me room for my foot on the pedal. But that's what I was thinking. But it actually fits once you put it all on there. Kind of looks like it goes. It's too late to change it. It's already done. A couple $100 of printing, $200-300 of filament, and it's staying like that. We're not making any changes. Now I got like 20 more solder connections to do to get all that put together. And that's just this side. I still have to I want to do some LED rings for the front and the back. I still have to do those. I'm not buying the little like 6-inch ones. I'm gonna make some that fit right around the outside. So that'll be cool, maybe. And then I gotta do all the wiring for the amps, the power inverters. I got a 1,000-watt 5-volt to power all the LEDs. Right now, just the box alone is gonna have about 6,000 LEDs on it. And then I'm going to be taking these same panels and running them here. I'm going to be taking these smaller panels and running them there. And then I'm going to be doing the accent lights kind of up and along the trim pieces. And then something on the front. Probably the front fender too, I don't know. Definitely something up there. And something's got to be on the wheels. I mean, you got to have the wheels. That sells everything. So I don't know if I'm going to go as crazy as I did with the straight lights build with the floating disc. For a bike that does 40 plus miles an hour, I don't know if that would be a good idea, especially if I get the upgraded battery and it gets closer to 50 miles per hour, but we'll see. But it's still just definitely something on the wheels. My controller can handle 8,000 LEDs, plus I'm planning on mirroring both sides, so I got up to 16,000 individual nodes without repeating. And if I have to, I can take like these ones, I was planning on giving them their own channel. But if I need it for actual panels, I can just repeat one of the panel signals on these and it'll still blend. No one will know. That's the way the straight lights build does it, is it just takes all the strips and it replays one of the patterns on one of the panels. But yeah, that's it.
On my skin when I ride Friday night city, why they